Are we working? Okay, perfect. Microphone was down for a bit. Hey Ellie, what's up? Let me just start up my TikTok half and we'll get started. Stanley Parable. Go live. Just make sure this is running correctly on here. Okay. Let's get started. The original or the deluxe version? I'm not sure. Let's see what Steam says. I think this is just the regular version. Yeah, I think so. Okie dokie. Let us get started. Gonna chat one sec. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar
More
happened.
endings. Okay.
Something that would forever change Stanley.
I don't think it
Something
showed up
he
as
would
an
never
option on
quite
Steam. I have to
forget.
double check though.
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Can't really interact with anything yet, I guess.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Interesting. Okay, so click is just open close doors. Okay. Ultra Deluxe is technically a separate game, so it's not on the base game store page. They rebuilt the entire game in okay, I think, or I'm not sure if that's the one I saw, but I know that the developers made another game, but it didn't have the name.
Stanley went around
Parable.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Nothing at all. What is the meeting room?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Want to open doors.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Developers also released the beginner's guide, which is also worth playing. I think that's may have been the one that I saw, or it looked like you're playing on PC, just opening files, right?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Do not lie. If you're lying, stop right now. Or stop now. Right now. Stop. Dyslexia. Okay. The card for that. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse of cargo lift, $1,000. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. But I'll be dead, so I don't think that matters, right? Hey Dwayne, what's up? Oh, this is Crouch. Can I see forward, back, duck, take screenshot, pause game. Okay. So there's no jumping.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
The achievement, if you called you can't jump if you press space a bunch of times. So yeah, this game is interesting. I've never played nor heard of it before, but it was suggested, so I decided to try it out. There we go. No, seriously, we disabled it. You can't jump. Kind of wish we could. Just clicking everything. Do not stand on this side of the fence. Oh wait, I forgot I can't jump.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Should I listen now or just keep doing what I want? Let's just keep doing what I want.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Misbehavior run. I guess so. I'm just curious what the other option is that is not listening.
Okay,
this
I'm
is
going to
different.
stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, well, now this is useful. You didn't like it, but you didn't totally hate it either. You enjoyed it, perhaps is the correct term. It didn't cause you excruciating pain. Big steps we've made here today, Stanley. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be
Previous?
perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the
from the
park
same
with this
door.
one. Let's take a look.
Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. Good old Neil is offline. Skid, Nico, Nacho. These like speedrunners? 21.3% of players skip the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% players chose the blue door. How long does it take you to get the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable score. And now ask some friends for help. I'm still going through this door. Is this your first run, or has the story restarted on you? This is my first run playing this game. We just started like 14 minutes ago.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
That is a very irritating noise. I'm sorry. Sorry, baby.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
I'm curious if someone
Yes.
has actually left it on
seems like
for
it'll
4
work.
hours.
Let's give it a
if
shot.
It does anything. Nope. Minecraft.
Well, Stanley, is this any
I still
better?
can't jump.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
This is
Will
horrible.
it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then... Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. But you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable.
Is there another way? No. Unfortunate. I guess so.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
I don't like that you can't jump.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light? Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Hey. They use different games in Ultra Deluxe because they lost the Minecraft rights.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it.
Trying to get that one.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Can't mess with that. Okay. Can't close the lid. Good. Oh, this is supposed to be Portal, right? Hey Jessica, what's up? There's either an elevator or through that, right? Okay, can't go.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Will this work now? Whoa. Okay, that's unfortunate. I wanted to take the cube with me. Can't grab that one either.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games. and I highly doubt you're any wiser for the experience. Which is why, rather than continue to waste my time, I'm just going to leave you here. You can pretend you've beaten the game if it makes it any richer for you, but as for me, I've had enough. So, why don't you get cozy in this room, and if you have any grand revolutionary ideas for the perfect video game, you can just sit there and let it ball up inside you for all eternity. I don't
Originally
need
a mod
your
for Half-Life
advice.
2.
I don't need your ratings.
Okay.
And I certainly don't need the validation of a man whose job is to push buttons. I think I'll just go about my business, making meaningful cultural contributions to the world. And perhaps every now and then I'll think back to a man named Stanley who was objectively wrong in every decision he ever made.
Ooh. My radio's gone. I should have held on to it. Oh. It's just dead. What does that say? Oh, filing cabinets. That is dark. Just this way it is. Maybe not. Should I brace myself for jump scares? I'm not too sure. It doesn't look like it's that kind of game, though. Those are the rooms that we went through earlier. So quiet now. Oop. Okay. Can't in charge with any of that. Ooh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it, down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oop. The end is never over. Or back at the beginning.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So same thing as before.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We'll take the platform across.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Will it just keep repeating itself if I do the same choices?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I survived last time when we jumped down that hole. Back at the beginning again. Okay.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
After a while, I'll give you a really bad headache.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's she? What is interactable and what isn't.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Back, sack, and crack. Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Okay.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
My day's been good, Paige. It's very sunny and warm today. I'm thankful. Yourself? So what are we gonna go back to? Oh, so I can't even jump off. Right?
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Guess that's why they took your ability away for jumping. Can I go back? No. Still can't go in there. So they want me to go all the way back to the beginning.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
5 clicks on door 430.
Now remember,
It's further
all you
back.
need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Okay, can't go through any more doors. Okay. Let's try again. No? Okay, so I guess I definitely have to go through that door. No! I am insistent in not doing what he's asking. One more go. Okay, no. Yeah. Nothing's changed. I guess we have to.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Again?
I have to. I'm still here in this pile of rubbish, with you, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
12 minutes. We've been
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But I would still say we're still pretty much in the beginning, I guess. We still have not gone through the left door. Because initially it started out with him narrating Stanley, who we are, and kind of narrating how the story should go, but we have not followed his directions as of yet.
No! Why did you do that?
Again.
Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay,
that means choosing
still the
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine.
I mean, the game
all right.
12 minutes.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This one's called the Stanley Parable, but I haven't played 12 minutes before. This one was suggested by someone on the Purple app, and I decided to try it out since we were already playing 2 open world games to have like something with a story kind of I mean, they both have stories, but another non-open world game in between.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay,
That
I
means
guess
choosing
that's it.
responsibly and always putting
We
the
have to
story
do the left
first.
door.
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just
I'm
follow
going to
my lead and you'll be
concede.
fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm not sure if you were here for it, but there was a portion where there was a fake baby that goes into a fire, and you have to keep pressing the button to stop the baby from going in there. And he suggests to keep doing it for 4 hours. And I guess there's an achievement if you actually sit there and keep pressing the button for a whole 4 hours, which we're not going to do on stream. So I kind of had to let the fake baby fall into the... It's like a cardboard cutout of a baby. Fall into the fire. So I'm not sure if I keep going through the right doors, something's going to happen. But I also don't want to... It's getting darker too. I also don't want to waste time in stream just doing the same thing over and over to no effect. If I wait long enough, does it get dark? Okay, one more time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would.
Okay.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2
I also
open
have
doors,
a
he
limit to
entered
my
the door on
patience.
his left.
Okay. You streamed this yesterday too? No, we didn't stream. We don't stream Wednesdays and Fridays. Take a shot every time he says no. Why did you do that? I'm curious if we kept going, if it did something, but I'm not sure what the limit would be.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. Get Chris out of broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper guy, or to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets off the targets on the topic of... And it was erased. Future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. Tomorrow, complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda. Reflect. Employee 417, 491, 431, 405, 416. Gym. Meeting room, floor 4XX. Okay. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. Okay, I can't do anything to it. Thank you for the tiny Diny, right? And the Heartman Rose, Jessica. Thank you. I appreciate it. There's been moments where we've been able to pick some stuff up, and others where it's just... Others where we could just click away. So I've just been clicking everywhere to see. Bi-quarterly post-review review. We need more, less reviews. 402, 405 want to get rid of the death sport portion in the primary review schedule. But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Chart needs to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net. Some sort of child trap. Teenagers. Size of demographic. Space between the teenagers. A lot of percent. Throw something in the ideas bin. 1. No more bin trash cans. 2. Remaining, or, yeah, 10 or 2. Remaining of idea on. Are the ideas on? 3. Firing of me. 4. Ideas bin. Okay. What do people want? Things. What does that say erased? Happy feelings. Mike James, you are fired. Money. More money. Things, but with money to buy more things? Graphs. Graphs about things plus money. We have our new product. The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment. Pie. Stripes. Requires more secondary research. Target demographic teenagers. What is hot? Profits, profits, profits. Okay. I want more money too. Same here. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Okay. To do. Synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parade. Monetize free to play. Monetize free to play. I mean, in a sense, I guess most free to play games are kind of monetized with microtransactions. Nothing I can touch here. Rate of increase. Please no more charts. I'm begging. The boss appreciation minute. On your boss appreciation minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your boss appreciation specialist. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're Damn it. What are your dreams for the future? Success, travel, plant life, football, a boat, spring break, clear skin, hope, comatose, lunch, travel. Okay. Room closet. Can I go back? No.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. I wish I could jump. They're really restricting me. Can we turn this? Because I'm working on this. What? Business strategy.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Sewage Lilies by Claude Money. Carte Blanc and...
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
This doesn't access my microphone, right? What's this?
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
I'm still looking.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what?
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
To the right.
Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice.
The
I
end.
need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me?
Thank you for playing the Stanley
hear me?
Parable.
Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
The end is never the end. Okay. I thought he didn't care. He says that a lot, but he really wants us to follow his story. 427. Okay, you mentioned something about... What was it? 430. Okay. Well, there's no 430. We passed through a whole office before we even got to this room. Okay, so we didn't really start over.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We haven't gone that way yet. That's also the way he wants us to go.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What if I just jump off of him?
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
The end is never the end. 430.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Day? Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Oh my god.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417? Let me just see if I do a few more. Yep. Okay. 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Is he just trying to lead me through the left door? 437.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah, I think he was trying to lead me through the
Stanley was so
other
bad
door.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Okay. 2B1. Okay, there's nothing else here.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Psych.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
So are we just gonna repeat what happened last time?
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Fine.
Oh,
This
thank
is
God you
about-
are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Is that door? I don't remember which one was the door we went through. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Was back the way 437 was back the way we came. Oh, okay. Oop.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
There's a light. What? Oh, there's that. There's two lights. I guess this is. Whoop. Okay. This is literally the only entrance we got.
Here, yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
What is that? A kid with their dog in the sun?
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
How am I gonna
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
die? Oh. Can't go through that. I guess this is it.
Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing. No! Oh, thank God you lived. No, 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 what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh, 1 second. Huh? Hey, my hands are cold. I know. You see Papa? You see Papa? Hey, yes. Okay, let's go. Okie dokie. She just woke up from her nap. Okay. So 437 was back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Maybe I have to walk. I thought the doors closed behind me every time I walk, though. Or walk through them. Is that really anything?
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5
Only
clicks.
some do. Okay.
Now suppose you were to
We'll
click
see
the
if we
door
can come
20
back.
times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Okay, 417. Door's still open. It's this way.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Okay, back. 437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. These get larger the more I walk that one. 415. Wait, no, they're getting smaller. Never mind. 415. Okay.
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay. Or 37.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Where's that?
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
418. 419.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Oh, here we go.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
430.
Yes! We did it!
Click on door
Oh, wow.
430
That
5
felt
times.
amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now, what were you thinking?
Okay. Thank you for the insight, Ellie.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was
Now
not the
we're gonna
correct way
take
to the meeting room, and
the
Stanley knew
door
it
on our
perfectly
left.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
That there was a way to not go to the employee lounge.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too majestic, like a combination of a much smaller version and a much larger version of this exact room. It all made Stanley uncomfortable, and he started to bleed a little. This made him smile. At last, proof that he was human.
What?
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Sure.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Loading, loading, loading.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Do we have to? Yeah, I guess so. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it's to the right. My mistake.
And now I want to go left.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh, dear. Would you hold on for a minute, please?
Hey, Richie. Doing good here.
Let's see.
We're about an hour into the Stanley Parable.
Left, right. Yep. Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Guess we have to. Ooh.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish
Well,
now.
fired.
The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Well, did something change?
I just can't wait to try it myself.
Stanley,
It's been very
did you change
fun so
anything
far.
when we
Very
were back in that
interesting.
room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Go to the door on the far left. Oh, we're behind here. Knowing your
I'll say it.
city.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Hey, Paige. Welcome
Well,
back.
I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again,
We're on the
but it's got to
other
be better
side.
than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Ooh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. Well, there's no doors.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Did that spill last time? Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Ew.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no.
Okay.
No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. Is this... Nope, this is not an actual restart.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay. This way. Nope. I go enjoy your game, man. Peace. Alright. Hopefully we'll see you around again, Ruchi. Tomorrow we'll be doing... Or not tomorrow, sorry. Saturday we'll be streaming again for RDR2.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Okay, so we have to use the line. There's truly no other door. Wasn't this door open before? What's this?
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
Hey, Rochi.
Now, we can
Thanks
both
for the
agree
follow.
that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
It's a little much for me. Wait, we were just here, right? Yeah. Let me just see, is this... What? Oh, wait, what? Oh, yeah. Let's maybe put it down a little bit. Wait. This door was closed before, wasn't it? Just one more go. Okay, yeah. So follow the line we go. Not the adventure line music. I saw on the trailer for this game that it seemed like there's also some, I guess, interactions if you mess with the settings. So I wasn't sure if me putting it on mute would have him say anything, but no. And also it was very loud on my headphones. 11. Okay. Question mark. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6. I thought we were gonna make it to 1. There's an ending if you manage to glitch yourself out of the map, and 1 for if you open the commands menu and try to cheat. Okay. There's a commands menu. Achievement disabled, saves disabled. Can I enable saves? Annual reviews. Monthly ledgers. Corporate imbalances. Consolidation reports. Departmental accounts. Personal files. Financial records. Budget analysis. Yeah, all the source engine games have a command menu. Can't remember how to open it though. Okay. That is beyond my knowledge of computer software. Employee 432 peer reviews. Employee 432 peer reviews. Wait, we were just here, right? Yeah. Am I going backwards? Hold up. Okay, this way. This way. No, okay. Wait, what? Wait, we're going this way then. I got myself all turned around.
Wait,
Okay.
cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, we can turn this back to normal. Okay. I'm not gonna remember this, but sure. What's the game about? So initially the game started off as the narrator telling the story of Stanley, and he was trying to narrate by telling us where to go. We haven't listened to him as of yet, and just kind of going off and doing our own thing, and every time we do, something else happens. The fern gonna be his severance package. I hope they give me a dolly then to take it out of the building. I think it's huge. I'm hoping it's not like a...
Wait,
like a,
what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm confused. Wait, what? Are we already... Okay. One sec. Just before we do that... Can I try this again?
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
And this will just take me back to the beginning, right? Yeah. Okay, so we'll continue where we need to go. But so far, Unshaken, I'm not sure what the main story he's trying to tell, because we haven't listened to him as of yet.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Again?
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
We're always trying to find a way to go a different way. Thank you for the roses, Jessica. Thank you. Okay, I guess we have to.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
Again.
What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Oh, so if you circle around a certain amount of times, right? It takes us back to where we were. That's an interesting way to, I guess, travel in the game. It makes it feel as if you're going around in a full circle over and over. And then eventually... Okay.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
There it goes.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Okay. The confusing ending. Find the confusing ending schedule. Narrator restarts the game. 5th restart. Narrator forgets about previous restarts. You've been playing the confusion ending for 16 minutes. Stanley attempts to play the story but is prevented, unable to go anywhere or do anything. The game restarts on its own. 6th restart. Find the line again. Begin following the line. Find the identical replica of the office that has begun to deteriorate. Attempt to make up a story here. Narrator resets the game. 7th restart. There is no longer an office, simply black space. Wander in the blackness. Find a bookstore. Get bored and leave. Narrator restarts the game. 8th restart. Narrator is gone. After a long time, Stanley dies.
Oh, hold up. What's this? The
Deviate
confusion
from maintenance
ending.
room.
You're
End
telling
up
me
in monitor room.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So,
Of all the
okay.
games, what's your favorite so far you've played?
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Aye. Jesus Christ. I would say Life is Strange 2 so far, at least from games that I've streamed. And that's mainly because I've mentioned it before, like, not many forms of media make me, like, obviously, like, watching a movie or anything like that, like, I'll feel bad for a character or mad or whatever, but nothing to, like, make me physically cry, and Life is Strange 2 definitely did. And I mean, that's mainly because I relate to a lot of the storyline as like a Latino and having a little brother and living in the current age of the Orange Man. So I would say I'm kind of biased with that one. But so far I've been having a lot of fun with RDR2 and like all of the games that people have been suggesting.
All of his
that
co-workers
have
were
been
gone.
big name
What
games,
could it mean?
they've been
Stanley
very
decided to
fun.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Different music this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I got the two. They were. Wait, is that the one about Chloe and Rachel, or about the brothers? Chloe and Rachel. That one was the Before the Storm. I like that one, and I do like the 2 characters. Like, we're definitely gonna play when it comes out. I think near the end of this month. And I'm invested in that story too. But I mean, to evoke that kind of reaction from me was the one about the brothers. They were so young to go through all of that. And, I mean, no matter what ending you got, there wasn't really, like, a happy ending. There was 2 that I felt, like, comfortable with.
Stanley was so bad at following directions,
I wasn't
it's
a fan of
incredible he
the-
wasn't fired
the
years
most popular
ago.
one, which was Blood Brothers. Okay, so this time we're just gonna go through the red door right away.
Look, Stanley,
and
I
see
think
how
perhaps
that
we've
changes
gotten off
things.
on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere
so
that
just-
isn't
it
here.
just repeats the
Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Okay, so we already did this one. I don't think there's a way to deviate from this.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's
we just stay
beautiful,
here.
isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
How long do we have to wait here? Is this just gonna cycle through colors? Okay.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Okay.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
But nothing's happening when we stay here. It's just colors.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
You can just play with his feelings at this point.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Give me somewhere to go.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Okay. Give me another door. choice. We're just gonna have to end it. Gave me no other choice.
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back there? See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
Okay. I'll stop moving. Only for so long. In 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Stanley,
Racial attention
go back.
span.
There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, no. What do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Okay.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
Okay.
No, perhaps not.
So we've already done this ending.
My
so I guess
God.
now.
Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me? I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
Okay. So I guess this is definitely just one of the endings. There's no alternate route for this portion.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay. Huh?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct? Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay. That was a first. Oh, we can pick up the phone from last time. I didn't even know that that plug had the capability of being pulled.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It was okay.
That's it? It was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
Ooh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Hey.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley.
Wow.
I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Nope.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Okay, we can't get through. It's creepy.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press 6 on your keyboard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 8, 9, 0. Just clicking everything before I press 6. Okay.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Okay. This time we will just go straight to the doors he wants.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. All the boxes we accepted. Is there an achievement for turning off the computers? It's not like we can reach those. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Share stomach. Okay,
Yet there was not a
this.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, we read this and we read these. There's nothing changed. Oop. This didn't open before.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Anything else? Okay, what if I step out and step back in?
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
More dialogue.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We didn't have downstairs last time. They had blocked us off.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, so that was another ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay. So I guess we'll go upstairs now. Info received.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This just repeats if we go down there. Okay. Executive bathroom. Okay. Can't go through there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Thanks for the roses, Lovey. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. "2845.
We ignored him last time, but that was a different looking room.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override. Stanley simply began entering random codes into the keypad, knowing full well the sheer statistical unlikelihood that this would ever result in a correct combination. If he knew that the combo was 2845, it would be another story entirely. But no, this is what he was going to do instead.
Okay. So behind the scenes. This is dark. Oh. Hello. Here we go.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
914 immediately. We didn't pass the phone, right? Thank you for the heart, me lovey. Thank you. There's no phone to call 914. Escape Mind Control Facility. Escape. We've been doing the opposite of what he has said to do, so...
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward, and willingly confront his death.
How violent is this death? So he didn't die.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Okay. So we're not dead. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
This is pretty.
When every path you can walk
Right.
has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Office layout. The blueprint shows the office from beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. The two doors. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. The two doors. The set of two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Filing cabinets. Stanley's computer. The office. The different floors. Can't get up here. Button sounds. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game was when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Okay. Office computers. Turn off, turn off, turn off. Credits. Those ran earlier. The office. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Copy machine. Before we go up the stairs. The boss's office. Screens from the development of the boss's office. We've seen these two, right? We haven't seen that one. Office clock. down here? Employee lounge. Okay. Underground, an early version of the underground portion of the game. Before we go there, let's go upstairs. Freedom ending. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending in the game's alpha. Countdown desk. One of the desks from an early version of the countdown ending. Let me press that button. Okay, nothing. Countdown room, an early version of the countdown room. Haven't seen that yet. Monitor room, elevator. For a time, the elevator in the monitor room could go up or down, with freedom above and countdown below. We abandoned this when players found it too difficult to remember what was up and what was down, and placed the two endings together instead. Can't press those. Freedom ending. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent Davey, the writer, as a kind of audition piece. The strength of this level got William hired to design the full game. Though much of the environment has changed, the basic layout from this mock-up is still in the game. Okay. These are the stairs we could have gone up. There's a lot of stuff. Greenlight. In September 2012, we submitted the Stanley Parable to Greenlight, Valve's process of approving games for Steam. The Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos, which were still enough to win the community's approval. Okay. Warzone. In early development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpret it as making fun of people who like shooters, which is not our intention. Okay. I don't think they would have taken it personally. Actually, playing some of those games, maybe. Narrator emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these in further promotion or promotional materials, we never really found the perfect use for them. Here is a selection of those emails. Could you tell me what the significance of the number one? Oh. Please, I would like you to keep this proposal as a top secret, and delete it if you are not interested. And get back to me if you are interested for details. Greetings, omnipotent voice. I wanted to tell you I like the Stanley Parable as much as I like seeing a humorously small badger in swim trunks. Okay. The office. The lounge. Love this game. It's been very interesting our playthrough. We've only gone almost 2.5 hours since we started. The apartment timer. In a previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay. It's so boring at first. For like the first 6 hours of playing, and then the rest is fun. So there's a lot more to go, or are you talking about saving the baby from the fire for 4 hours? The cargo lift. the second version is functionally the same as what's in the final game, but we wanted it to look more like a place where cargo was actually stored. Yes. Yeah, I was wondering if people have actually done the whole full 4 hours of saving the baby. The cargo lift was actually always intended to offer the choice of staying on or jumping to a different path. However, after this early version, we decided we also wanted the option of the player falling to their death. There's a lot of stuff here. Meeting room. Maintenance layout. The flows of hallways following the first 2 doors was important to get right since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately it was the simplest version that won out. Have you played this game called Red Dead Redemption? My friend wanted me to try it and I was so bored of the snow, so I quit and deleted it. It's the snow part is very short, honestly. We're actually playing RDR2, and I mean I still haven't finished yet, but honestly the snow portion is literally just the tutorial of the game. Definitely, you know, wait it out. Once you're done with that, it opens up to so much more. Kind of like I guess most GTA games where, you know, there's the entire city that you can travel. Yeah, I would definitely re-download it and just play through the snow portion. It's really short, honestly. Like, it's not a big portion of the game. It's just a tutorial essentially, and then once you finish that, you'll travel down somewhere else where there's no more snow, and there's so much to do. Escape menu. The game is now paused. Okay. For a long time, we had an ending that only ended when the player restarted from the escape menu. Unfortunately, very few players realized this was what they were supposed to do, which was frustrating for everyone. Thanks for the follow, High Zone. Zending levers. These levers were originally part of the zending. The player would pull a lever and the narrator would describe what color lever they had pulled. Zending. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Exit. The Stanley Parable.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay. Off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Have you ever played Doom 3? No. I've heard of Doom, like way back in the day when it first came out, but I've never played any of the Doom games. Hello? So they really want me to just press escape and quit. Doom 3 is scary but fun. I mean, we've played some scary games and I've enjoyed them. I'll add that to my list and I'll take a look at it. Thank you. Okay. I guess. What if we save? Save. No saved game. Okay. I just load in as being dead. Okay. Quit to menu. Begin the game. That was interesting.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Are we starting from literally the beginning?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Teens/kids. Not surprised though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You can glitch out that window by climbing on a desk. Oh. Sorry, the chat between chat and video, it's always a little delayed, but when we're back
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. It's the same thing. Is it going to be the same room?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I want to see what was the right
Although this
entrance.
passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Of course.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
If you enter the code before the narrator
When every
speaks,
path you can walk has
it
been
tells
created
you-
for you long in advance, death
It
becomes
tells you
meaningless,
off for rushing.
making life the same.
My memory
Do you
is not
see
good
now?
enough to remember what we
Do you see that
entered.
Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I honestly already forgot what the number was. I know it started with a 2. I think there was an 8. Narrator outtakes.
Oh, I don't know. How about they're throwing a surprise party for me?
Okay, I thought this was like an entrance for another ending. Okay. Okay, so we already did all of this, so let's go back up here.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop.
Okay, quit. Okay, so let's see. You can glitch out that window by climbing on a desk. So not this room. Wait, hold up. What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
What?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh. Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Console Bart. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is totally normal. What are you talking about? We've gone through it so many times that now...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I don't remember the number though. 28.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can we go in here now? Here we go. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay. This is nothing else. It's interesting. Can I leave? Yes, I can. There's the poor panda. missing narrator. Back where we were. Should I go down instead? Okay, it just shakes. Okay. Oh. You got a third one. Maybe I missed my other chances with the computers for input receipt.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay, we're doing this again, but it's different now. There's something behind this. Yeah, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
But it's different now, so I'm not sure if I should still go to escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I don't remember what number I was. I know it starts with 1 and then goes down. There's one fired. Up.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
He was employee 400 something. I don't remember. Let's go.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Pirate.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
How's everything? I went to go eat with my grandmother. Treated her to dinner. Nice. Where'd you go out to eat? It's been going pretty good here. We've gotten a few different endings. I'm curious what direction we're going here.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
It won't let me press the power button. Mexican restaurant. We both got a carne asada, plate, beans, rice, tostadas. Okay. Honestly, that makes me a little hungry right now. There's this nice place that we have locally that makes some really nice tostadas, or what is it, sopes? Though I prefer huaraches. Order some. I might ask my partner to stop by and pick some up. Oop. One. Order some soup. I'm partial more to, like, I guess, cream soups, but usually for most places for pickup are Vietnamese soups or albóndigas, which I'm not currently in the mood for. Usually when I'm sick is when I have albóndigas. There's nothing to really press, except this big red button. It won't even let me press it. Pozole is your favorite? As a kid, I wasn't really a big fan of pozole or menudo, and for me it was mostly like a visual thing. I know that I think pozole, right, is supposed to be the corn, like those little white balls, but I was such a picky eater back then. Nothing. Okay. Oh, duh. Facility power. Have you ever drank an Arnold Palmer? It's my favorite. Those are alcohol free, right? I think I've had a few, like, in restaurants before. It's 50% ice. Yes. I like them when they're mixed. I know usually they serve them to you where it's like still, you can see visually half and half.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Finished was supposed to be similar to that, like half tea, half lemonade.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
With bourbon.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
I'm more of a whiskey drinker.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
So 3.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Was there actually a password for this? Back at the start.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Thank you for the block unshaken. When I check on my phone, it still keeps showing him as unblocked. I know once in a while we get...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Comment crap like that.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes. actually go down this time. Okay. What is the password then?
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
So we haven't restarted yet. Okay. I'm curious what that passcode's for, because we only need one left.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Okay, we did this.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Observation protocol.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
I want to turn it on and disable the explosion. There's clues somewhere on how to disable it. I saw 3 earlier.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going. what all this means. I barely know where to
Voltage
start.
control unit 01. Press any
What's
key
that?
to send power.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them.
2.
I erased them.
Correct.
I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make
What is
sense of
that?
everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this
Am I
so
supposed to look
much.
for that color?
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
'Cause I'm colorblind.
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on
Oh,
trees.
numbers there. I see.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me in the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being
So
blown
each
to
of these will have
pieces.
a number.
Will you cling
and then have to
desperately
go
to your
here
frail
for
life? Or will you let it
colors.
go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Or I could just turn it off like he wanted.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Okay. I wish he could run.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There's no clues in the bathroom, right? No. Okay, we'll just turn off the machine like he wants.
Here's
Oh,
the
it's already
door,
open.
just go.
Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Can you make this part quicker?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Complete the Stanley Parable. I know there we go. Awaiting input. It's the last one. To heaven. But in heaven, do they get unpressed just button pressing. Okay. Let's go then. Okay. There's one more that you suggested about stepping.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
To get through the window.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
It's like glitch out the window, right?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
So far, I haven't seen a window we can glitch through. Just can't stand on top of these. I can stand on this one. I did it earlier. Go. Don't see a way to glitch through. Sending this earlier. That should be it then, right? We've done every possible route. At least that I can think of. Excuse you. Other than playing the baby game for 4 hours, which we're not going to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah. Okay. Enabled. This is an achievement. Okay. Enabling the achievement gave me an achievement. Nothing for these, right? No. You can change the caption language in Steam. Okay, that's just part of the game itself only. begin the game again. Oh, starting over from the beginning. This is button heaven. Yeah. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay. I guess that's it. From here we're gonna, I guess, continue with RDR2. Let me just set up real quick, so those of you who are watching can grab a drink and whatnot. Let me just change my setup on. I was about to say the other purple name. TikTok, real quick, and then we will get started on that. Hello. Because it's only 9:30. It was a good game. It was relatively short, but it was very interesting. Apply there. Next was crowd control. Okay. Overlay. TikTok. Copy. I think they did not like this last time. But they got very upset with me. TikTok, that is. So we will just have it on landscape, but not on the other one. And fit to screen. That's the wrong size, mister. We'll see. Ways. Start this up. Change this to RDR. Turn this on. Change this on the purple app. RDR. Okay. You guys go up there. sure. I have no idea what happened. Launch game. I think it's because they probably clicked out. My bad, y'all. Still loading. You gave me the same error again. Activation error. Okay, it looks like we're having some problems. I'm gonna have to take down stream for a bit to see what's up. And then if I'm able to get this working, we'll bring it back up. If not, then we'll just jump to Far Cry 5. But so I'm not live while I'm having some technical issues. I will bring this down, but I'll bring it back up. So hopefully I will see you guys very soon. Sorry for the technical difficulties.